Hello everyone. In the film Nameplate, we saw that how Mr. Mehta planted saplings in the remembrance of his beloved wife and friends, and he took great care of them. He even spoke to the saplings, and why wouldn't he? Dr. Jagdish Chandra Basu had even proven this interesting fact years back, that trees and plants are living beings. And similarly, we had seen many such personalities in history who were passionate about trees and plants and even nurtured them. They even put their life at risk in order to protect them. In order to save the trees, in the year 1977, Sundar Lal Bahuguna, Gaura Devi, Sudesha Devi started the famous Chipko movement. But it actually started in the year 1730 when Amrita Devi Vishnoi, along with her 3 daughters from the Bishnoi community, gave up her life to protect the trees and plants. Today we'll talk about Amrita Devi Bishnoi and her achievements and get inspired by her. Thank you. Amrita Devi Bishnoi was a woman who belonged to the Bishnoi community who practiced the 29 fundamental rules of Guru Jamboji dedicatedly. A person who follows these rules is called as a Bishnoi. Once upon a time, there was a massive drought in the 16th century. People started cutting the trees. The wild animals were being cruelly slaughtered. It's then that Guru Jamboji guided them by saying that one can get rid of drought by protecting nature and other living beings. Jamboji's guidance started showing positive results. His followers started practicing his recommended principles, and they stopped cutting the trees and ruthlessly slaughtering animals and also started nurturing them. But in the year 1730, in Khejarli village in the district of Marwar witnessed a life-changing experience which inspires many even today. The king of Marwar district, Abhay Singh, wanted to build a castle in Marwar, and it needed wood for burning the kitchen fire in the king's castle. That's why the king's army reached Khejarli to collect some wood. Khejarli village is situated near the district of Jodhpur. The Bishnoi community resided in the Khejarli village. When the senior officer reached Khejarli village, he immediately ordered his army to cut the trees to gather some wood, and this worried the nearby villagers in Khejarli. The Bishnoi community was very fond of Mother Nature and nurtured her, and a woman called Amrita Devi Bishnoi resided in the same village. Amrita Devi was born in the district of Jodhpur in Rajasthan in a family of Jat farmer. Amrita Devi's maiden name was Amrita Bishnoi, and post-marriage she became Amrita Devi Beniwal. After her marriage, she had 3 daughters, Ashu, Ratni and Bhagu Beniwal. Just like their mother Amrita, her 3 daughters were also very fond of Mother Nature. When the soldiers started cutting the trees in Khejarli, the 3 daughters along with their mother Amrita revolted against the cutting of the trees, and they embraced the trunk of the tree. Amrita Devi said that she is even ready to sacrifice her life to save the trees from being cut. And while she said this, she bent her head forward and said that Sar Saathe Rukh Rave To Bhi Sasto Jaan, which means even if the head is sacrificed for the trees, even then it is small price to pay. When this message was conveyed to the king of Jodhpur, he ordered to gather the wood at any cost. So based on Hakim Girdhar Bhandari's order, the soldiers beheaded all the 3 daughters of Amrita Devi with their axe and cut them into small pieces and started cutting the nearby trees in Khejarli. When this news reached 83 villages, the villagers belonging to Bishnoi community came to revolt this heinous crime, and they embraced the trees of Khejarli. And the soldiers of Marwar killed them one by one and also cut the trees. The land of Khejarli turned into a bloodshed. In spite of that, the brave villagers of Bishnoi community continued to embrace the trees. 363 Bishnoi villagers sacrificed their lives. That day was a Tuesday, which is called as the Black Tuesday in Indian history. Cutting trees in the Bisnoi community is a severe taboo. The entire incident resulted in massive agitation, and there was a severe unrest in Khejarli village. The axe that killed so many lives was also affected due to the heinous act under the leadership of Girdhar Bhandari. They discontinued their mission and returned to Jodhpur, and they narrated the entire incident to the king. After understanding the huge consequence that his insensitive order had, the king ordered not to cut the trees. The king also created a formal order not to cut the trees and not to slaughter the wild animals on the copper sheet. This in turn, if wasn't followed, would have led to severe punishment. After the sacrifice of Amrita and her community, neither did the king nor did his people ever try to cut the trees or indulge in hunting. In order to commemorate the sacrifice of the people, a memorial and a temple was built in Marwar. Thousands of Bisnoi get together to remember the day of sacrifice in order to offer their mark of respect to those who laid their lives to protect Mother Nature. And the tradition continues even today. When the villagers hear the sound of the gun, they along with their spouse and children stand together to revolt any heinous act of hunting, and they mourn the death of the dead animals along with their family members. The government of Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh bestow the Amrita Devi Bisnoi Remembrance Award to those who passionately contribute in the area of conserving and nurturing forests and protection of nature. The awardees also receive an appreciation certificate along with a token amount of 25,000 rupees in cash. The tree lover Amrita Devi's life continues to inspire many people across the globe. Her sacrifice teaches all of us to always conserve and nurture Mother Nature.